Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel here on YouTube. I'm Michael and my channel is called the Bavarian Globetrotter. A very warm welcome, as I said, here from New York City. I'm standing right at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean here on the Brooklyn side of New York, and this is the start to a very exciting journey. I chose this point to start this video wisely because as I'm standing here at the shore of the Atlantic Ocean, we are going to cross the whole US of A, the United States of America, by train, and we are ending up in San Diego, California, at the Pacific Ocean. So why I'm doing this? I think it's quite cool to do it, to be honest, and there's, well, not that many train travels left in Europe that are quite similar to those one here offered by Amtrak. It's pretty much just like a very different experience, and so I'm looking forward to do it. And the first leg I'm going to do is going with the Amtrak train Cardinal from New York Penn Station all the way over to the windy city of Chicago. And a short pointer: if you're looking for a perfect picture spot here in New York City, this might be it. It's Brooklyn Bridge Park, and as you can see around me, right behind me, you got the beautiful Brooklyn Bridge. Right after this bridge you have the Manhattan Bridge, and other than that, it is just a really cool place to be. It were the former docks that were been converted into a public park. So come here, feel free, and right now let's head on to New York Penn Station and catch our train to Chicago. But first of all, I just want to give you some information about the journey I'm taking today on Amtrak's Cardinal. The Cardinal is an Amtrak service which will go overnight from New York and will stop in Philadelphia, Washington, Charlottesville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and will end off after about 27 hours in the beautiful city of Chicago. Throughout the journey you will pass through Delaware, the District of Columbia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky and Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and as well West Virginia. And at the end of this beautiful ride you will end up in the beautiful city of Chicago, the windy city, and the beautiful state of Illinois. Right now I will tell you a bit about the advertisement that Amtrak is doing on their homepage. The Cardinal train operates between New York City and Chicago, offering unforgettable views of the southeast stunning natural beauty. You'll see the gently rolling horse country, the Blue Ridge and Allegheny Mountains, the Shenandoah Valley, and the wild whitewater rivers of West Virginia, as they can only be seen by the train. Heading west, the train rolls along the beautiful banks of the mighty Ohio River, from the quaint towns of Asheville and Maysville to the beautiful skyline of Cincinnati. From there, the journey continues onwards to Indianapolis and then through the plains of the Midwest all the way up to the beautiful city of Chicago and on to the beautiful Chicago Union Station. But right now it's time to find our train here at New York Penn Station, as I'm arriving early this morning as our departure is quite early. It's about 6:45 in the morning. I woke up at about 4:30 to be on time for our departure towards Chicago. New York Penn Station is indeed a beautiful station which is kind of remodeled to look like on the old days, and you will have everything you need for your journey here as well. You have a couple of restaurants, coffee shops, there are some shops that you can buy your travel accessories on as well, so this is a great place to start your travel. And I was quite surprised, to be honest, how calm the station is. During this time in the morning I was expecting a lot more commuters being here waiting for the trains going to work. And please don't miss the fact that Penn Station is huge, so please make yourself comfortable with the map of the station as well. As I was traveling as a sleeper car passenger on the train from New York to Chicago, I was allowed into the Amtrak Lounge here at New York Penn Station, where you are offered a simple breakfast, but more important, at this time of day you were offered a pretty good cup of coffee and as well some snacks to go with it, so this is way worth it booking it. I was quite surprised how empty this lounge was at the moment of my presence, but it is very beautiful and well done by Amtrak. This morning I just went for a coffee and a small muffin, which was very delicious indeed, and yeah, the privacy that you get here in this lounge is pretty much this what you wanted to have. It's very early in the morning and you don't want to be disturbed by any others. Right now, after blabbling along for quite a long time, it's right now time to have the last sip of coffee and go down to our gate. So train number 51, the Cardinal, with a destination to Chicago, is the next train going to depart from New York Penn Station. So let's head down to the tracks and wait until our track has been announced. So I'm going to give you some facts about the Cardinal as well before I board it. So I don't know if you heard the announcement, our train is now pulling into track number 9, so let's get over there and board our train to Chicago, and I will give you some details later on as I'm boarded and I get rid of this mask as well. So Penn Station this morning is not really crowded at all, so this was quite surprisingly, but let's get to board our train to Chicago. So we are now on board the train number 51, the Cardinal, with the service to Chicago directly, and I as well want to show you the other compartments. This is a bedroom suite, which has much more room than my roomette, but you will see this later on as well. You have your own private shower and bathroom in this one as well. So, and here we are, number 8 is my roomette for today. As you can see, it's much smaller than the bedroom, but it easily has enough room for one person to be comfortable or for two person to feel a bit cramped. And this is a view liner, so you have your own built-in sink here, and as well you got your own toilet right down here. Other than that, it's just a private compartment on Amtrak's train, and I will show you the apartment a bit later as we have departed here from New York Penn Station on our way to Chicago. And as the lady has said me earlier, this is the only sleeper car on this train going to Chicago today, and this is not nearly full at the moment. We have only 3 other passengers in it. I think this will change along the way as we are going about 28 hours on this train, which I'm looking forward to. It's not the longest of Amtrak's destinations, but it's a good one to start with. So we're now at our first stop, which is the suburb of Newark. That's exactly the suburb where I landed on 2 days ago at the Newark International Airport. And as we have 6:45 departure in the morning, the cabin attendant just came around and offered us a breakfast service, and I got for the omelette, as I had some breakfast sandwiches at the Metropolitan Lounge at Penn Station before. So just want to say, so far I'm really happy to be here. This is a great opportunity to go about 27 hours on a train from New York to Chicago, crossing a lot of states. I will go in detail which states we are crossing in a couple of while when it's light outside, and I can show you a bit more of the outside. But right now let's get our breakfast started, and therefore we have to open up the table. So before I start breakfast, I just want to give you a quick look around at the roomette that I'm in. You can see you get 2 bottles of water, you get 2 identical seats. This one is going against travel direction at the moment, and if we are going to change the direction of travel, you can sit always in the direction of travel. And then this is pretty much it. You got your privacy curtains that are really cool. This is the most private I've ever been on a sleeper train. You can just choose if you want to have somebody peeking or not, or you can be just by your own. But right now, here was the table that I will show you how to put up. And I like it that they don't change things. There is always a chessboard on those tables, so if you're traveling with a companion, you can kill some time doing some chess. And with looking at the sunrise behind us over New York City, I'm right now starting to get into my breakfast. Amtrak has a really good reputation for food on trains, so I have high expectations on this one. I chose to have a orange juice, and I like to have the omelette, which is presented like in a country style with some country potatoes and chicken sausage here. We are right now about 1 hour and 20 minutes into the trip, and we are shortly arriving into the station of Philadelphia. This should be our first fresh air break, so I will go outside and show you the train from the outside, and this was not possible during boarding at New York Penn Station, as you have been directed to the tracks and right into the train so that they don't lose time and they can leave the station on time.
Sorry, baby. If I only knew why I do the things I do, I would know enough to change. But sometimes it just takes a mistake to see how much your heart can break. I'd be lonely if you walked away. Honestly, I'm just...
And as we are right now almost in Philadelphia, I just wanted to explain you the seat a little bit more. So, first of all, you have your reading lamp right up here. Then you can as well have your mood light on. So this is like this. And as well, you have your switches here. So the left one is for the mood light, the right one is for the reading lamp, and this one in the middle is just for the cabin light. So just a moment. Basically it's the same on the other side as well, but there's one difference. You have your speaker volume control right here, so that you can as well hear which station is coming up at next. So then here you got your toilet and sink situation. I will explain it to you later this day. Then as well you have toiletries, you have towels, you have your speakers right here for the bottom bunk and as well for the upper bunk. Then you got the temperature control right here, which is looking quite new, so I think they have changed that. The last time I've been on a train like this, which was actually 8 years ago, this one looked definitely different. And as well up here you have the light controls for the upper bunk as well, and this one I'm going to use tonight so that I can leave my seating area untouched here at the bottom and just sleep on the upper bunk, which you can see goes right down here on those rails, just right up here. Besides from that, you've got your privacy curtains that are pretty easy to close, so just close it down and pull it tight right here. Same of course is with the big curtain for the door. There are a couple controls right here as well. So there's the lamp for the sink, so that if you open up the sink, this one looks right here, like here, and the lamp pops on, so the sink is working. And there is of course running water, or not. Then you got your mirror light here that I can turn on like this, and so your mirror light is going to be on. Then as well you got your toilet right here, but I don't need to show you that, you know what the toilet looks like. As well you got some toiletries here to use for washing, and if you go up here you have another storage compartment where you can put all your bigger suitcase if it's not fitting under your own seats. And other than that, we are giving you a tour up the upper bunk right now. You've got as well a big window up there, and I'm looking forward to this one just to watch the sunrise tomorrow morning before we entering Chicago. I will be up there and watch it from there. Yes, and so basically this is our whole roomette on the Viewliner. This is the smaller version of an Amtrak sleeper car. There is as well a Superliner which has a double floor. So this one is the smaller one, but there is one plus in here. You got your own sink and toilet inside your compartment. By looking at the water bottles, you know, we are on the tracks of Baltimore. They are known as the quite roughest one on this trip, so I'm pretty happy we're not going over them during the night, because there is no way you could sleep. Just listen, it's ridiculous.